Friday, September 15th was our last full day in Switzerland, so we decided to make a full day of it and go to Mannlichen and Grindelwald. The morning started out kind of rainy, so we took a little while getting out of the house. The girls went on ahead of us down to the town and did some shopping for souvenirs and things, and we joined up with them later. While they were in one of the shops, they heard someone talking about a parade that was going to be happening with cows coming down from the top of the mountain. So we hurried down to town and got there just in time to see this. It was so cute because the cows almost looked proud with their headdresses. They were freshly made greens that were on their heads and their huge bells hanging from their necks. After they finished going through, there was a little street sweeper that came through and quickly picked up everything behind the cows, and the street was back to normal in no time. Then we headed over to the Mannlichen cable car, where we had been the day before, but it was rainy, so this time we were hoping for better views with the sunshine. We decided to pay extra and do the Mannlichen Royal Ride, where you sit on top of, or you stand on top of, the cable car as it goes up the mountain. It's only supposed to fit maybe 7 people up there, but as you can see, they fit us in like sardines and actually squeezed 8 or 9 people in there. So this is where we're headed, from Wengen all the way up to where that arrow is pointing. The views were super pretty all around, as long as you could get your camera out amongst all the people. But it was still worth the extra money. A really cool experience. You got to see a little bit more than you would from inside the cable car. And there's views all the way around. You can see little zigzag trails coming down the mountain too, and so these are hiking trails that you could take, but obviously we didn't have time for that. When we got to the top, it was absolutely beautiful, and the weather was constantly changing, with the clouds kind of floating up, and you would have a clear view one second and it would be cloudy the next. Once you get off the gondola, you take a little walk up the Mannlichen Royal Walk, and there's all these little signs along the way. This is just one of them that show the different types of stone that were on the different mountains around in the area. It's a really nice pathway, and there's views all around you the whole time you're climbing up. When you get up to the top, there's a little gate like this, and you can see there's actually a crown landing up at the top where you can stand and look at the views even better. Here's a better view of that crown area. You can look out and take pictures on any side. We saw some people doing hang gliding from the top. It took them quite a while to get set up, but then once they went off, you could tell they were going to have a really long ride. We watched them until they disappeared over the cliff, and then we never saw them again. Hopefully they landed safely somewhere down there. This little neat rock outcropping was a place where we decided to have our lunch. We had brought groceries from the grocery store and brought our little picnic, so this was a good place to eat it. Here's looking out across the gorge in the valley, and you can see where we were yesterday up on Plata. see the distance from there. We're now directly across from us here. It was so peaceful up there. We just kind of sat around and watched the views and see if we could see the hang gliders anymore. After a while, we got tired of that and decided to keep on going. We headed back up and over this little ridge, and then down the other side over towards the cable car. There was a playground. On the way to the playground, we came across these cows that were just laying around. They had the most gorgeous view and were not afraid of people at all. In fact, Trisha got right in the middle of them and they had no issue whatsoever. Before checking out the playground, we decided to go inside, use the bathroom, and order some coffees and check out the gift shop. Then we came out to check out the playground, and of course, the kids had to use the teeter-totter. The biggest kid of all had to use the slide. After the playground, we took the cable car over the mountain to Grindelwald.
The other day we were like, oh. It's just another guy. Yeah. Right.
As you can see, the video just doesn't capture the actual colors, but the still photos do. It was so pretty coming into Grindelwald over the farm country, looking at the barns and the houses along the way. Once we got to Grindelwald Station, we had to take a bus over to Grindelwald First, where we were going to take another gondola ride up and do some activities there. Here's the entrance to Grindelwald First, and we didn't have to wait in any line. It was towards the end of the day, so there wasn't a line anyway, but we also had passes, so we would have been able to go pretty quickly. The cable car makes several stops on the way to the top of the mountain, and at each stop there's a different activity that you can do. There's a robot at one of the stations that actually puts the little trotty bikes back up on top of the cable car to take it back up the mountain. When you get up to the top, you get off the cable car and you can go to the First Cliff Walk. Again, it was so pretty up there. The sun had come out, cleared off some, and we could see some really gorgeous views. Some shots along the way as we were walking along the First Walk all the way to the end. Once we were done at the top, we took the cable car back down and got off at the station where we could get bike rentals. The guys had decided that they wanted to try the bikes that you stand up on to ride down the mountain. Here they are, all ready to go. In the meantime, the girls and I decided to go walk down the mountain instead. We had looked at how steep the path was and how long it was going to be and decided we didn't want to stand up on a bike the whole time, but instead we would walk down and enjoy the views. Decided to have supper in town because it was going to be too late by the time